Nikhil, I wanted to ask you about him really saving the face with scoring hundreds lower down the order, and he's done this more often than not. How important really has that role been in your opinion?
It has been incredible. See, he made his debut into the team as only a out-and-out bowler. But his contribution in the lower order on multiple occasions for the Indian team has been incredible. He's got Test 100, 5 of them if I'm not mistaken. So, that is a record that sometimes a lot of batters haven't been able to achieve. People who played Test cricket for India purely as a batter. Now, he plays purely as a bowler, not just as a bowler, as one of your biggest match winners in the history of Test cricket. And he gets those many hundreds, for his team. That, I think, speaks volumes about what Ashwin is. I think it tells you a lot about the character that Ashwin comes in. The one thing that you'll always see, if I was going to use a few words to describe Ashwin the cricketer, one's going to be, he's the wily old fox. He's a very intelligent cricketer. That's the one thing and the one narrative that you'll always hear about him, because he's a thinking cricketer, plans his dismissal as a bowler. The other that you will hear about him is that he's a gritty cricketer. That no matter the situation, even in tough circumstances, whether it's bowling and, there's a big partnership going, he'll bowl his heart out. If a captain tells him to bowl over after over, he'll continue doing that. But even as a batter, in tough conditions, there have been times where the Indian top order has failed. And even though he's not primarily a batter, he'll come down and fight for his team and get you those crucial runs. He's done that on multiple occasions. I think what really helps him in his batting is the fact that as a young cricketer, till about the under-17 level, he was primarily a batter for Tamil Nadu. He used to bat there. But I think there as well, the sharpness that we all talk about in terms of him being a thinking cricketer. Ravichandran Ashwin came to the fore where he decided at a early stage in his career that maybe as a batter, he doesn't have it in him to make it as a Test cricketer, but maybe as a bowler there's potential. And so he let go of his batting and started focusing on his bowling, and then emerged as, one of the top spinners from his state in Tamil Nadu, and then, of course, goes on to become one of the top spinners for the country. But those days that he spent as a youngster batting, the base that it had been set for him, that remained, and the hard work that he put in the nets. I've been, witness to many practice sessions where Ashwin would spend hours after hours batting for his team and bailing them out under pressure. And that's a very underrated ability about Ravichandran Ashwin. Ravichandran Ashwin, the batter, not only in Test cricket, where I think he's got a phenomenal record as a batter, as a bowling all-rounder, but even in white ball cricket, I mean, you look at his IPL career, a lot of times teams would send him to bat at number 3 to be a pinch hitter, to even have that ability. I think you could call him a 360-degree cricketer with less ability with batting, but no lack of a fight when it came to Ravichandran Ashwin, the batter.
Right now, Ashwin and Jadeja, isn't it, Nikhil, together make a brilliant partnership in spin bowling, especially in Test cricket in the subcontinent. You think this is going to be sorely missed? Who really will be filling in his shoes alongside Jadeja?
I think these are going to be big shoes to fill. At the moment, I know that the first name that will do the rounds, that someone who can fill in his position, as I mentioned earlier as well, looking at this series. If you're looking at an off spinner, then you have someone like a Washington Sundar with the team already. So he could be that guy who fills in for him. But is Washington Sundar at the level that our Ashwin was operating at as a spinner? Well, I'm afraid the answer to that is no. I think that is not to say that Ashwin cannot, Sundar cannot reach that level. Only time will tell. But Washington Sundar is also not a newbie. He's been around the international circuit for long. And at the moment, while he's done very well in the limited opportunities he's got, but you'd have to put a hand on your heart and say that he's no Ravichandran Ashwin. I think the standards that he set, I mean, he still will at the moment remain the highest wicket taker for India as far as a spinner, as far as an off spinner is concerned. That, I think, is speaking a lot. So you will have a Washington Sundar come in now to replace him, but it's not going to be a like for a like replacement. I think the ability and the caliber of Ravichandran Ashwin is going to be very difficult to replicate.
All right, now for some stats for our viewers right now. Nikhil, be with us. We'll talk to you about more on that in a moment from now. India's spin wizard, remember, is the second highest wicket taker in Test for India. So imagine the loss, really. Ashwin has taken 537 wickets in tests for India in his career, one of the 11 all-rounders to score 3,000 runs and 300 wickets, scored 6 test hundreds and 14 50s in tests. Is there any clarity that whether he is going to then continue to play in the IPL or not? Nikhil, if you could tell us a little more about that.
He did not take any questions here and did not mention that, but I would reckon he'll continue to play in the IPL because the operative word that he used while he announced his retirement, the operative word was, "This is my last day as an international cricketer." And I think that in itself tells you that he's quit international cricket of all formats, ODIs, T20s and Test cricket, even though he was not part of either the ODI team or the T20 team for the last few years. So that, I mean, was understandable, but I think Test cricket, he was a regular part of the Indian team as a Test cricketer.